This is the At Home with TT and
Zac.
reporting on the game that's just finished at Loftus Road. QPR 4,
Millwall 3.
Millwall 3. A game we deserve to get beaten into. There's no beating around the bush. QPR were the better side today and fully deserved all 3 points. Although they nearly never got it. You know, both teams today defensively were atrocious. There's no getting around it. It looked like a basketball game of, there was no midfield. Both teams playing down the channels. And both teams looked completely unable to stop the other from scoring at will. It really was a game of no midfield. It just felt like it was one end to end. QPR started up really lively. They put us under a lot of pressure. Obviously, our players at the back don't particularly like being put under pressure, and QPR created chances. You know, Bart had kept us in it, made a couple of decent saves, but you know the breakthrough comes just before half time. Masterson puts QPR 1-0 up with a goal from a corner. You know, bad marking. He gets the fella gets a head on it. Bart parries it out to Masterson, who makes it 1-0. And obviously disappointing to go in down, but probably fully deserved to be down. You know, we've named an unchanged lineup before that, so we've gone into the team that they should be knowing how to play with each other. After half time, Smith comes on, makes a difference. You know, Bradshaw.
Big difference as well. Like, he was up front, and he was our defence, but up front, because he was the only one that could create chances today. Literally the only one. Yeah, but there was a few others, but he was the main man up front. He was strong, he went for headers, and he tried his hardest today, Smith.
Chalk and cheese between Smith and Bradshaw, you know, when he came on. Obviously, we were pushing for the game, so we were going to create chances, but we looked very vulnerable at the back. Like I said, so Jed Wallace runs down the right, cuts it back to Smith, who calmly finishes it down the middle of the goal, funny enough, to make it 1-1. We then look on the ascendancy. Unfortunately, we allow Manning, the left wing back for QPR, to run. He takes a shot from 20 yards out, but on the corner of the box, and it goes under Bart. You know, Bart's been excellent this season.
Yeah, and he's been Dad's Player of the Year, hasn't he?
Without a doubt, yeah, he's made the difference, and
he has.
It wasn't a very good game for him. I thought he was a little bit at fault for the first goal, parrying it out. Although it was a tough header. The second goal is completely his fault. You know, he's got to be saving that from that distance. No real pace on the shot. And then obviously at 2-1, we've pushed forward and allowed Eze to do what he's doing well at QPR. You know, QPR is doing well. Breaks down the left, cuts in, and calmly tucks it into the bottom right-hand corner to make it 3-1. At that, obviously, we could have had our heads drop completely and look to go on the back foot, but we didn't. You know,
we pushed, we urged to get that, we urged to draw it up, but it sadly weren't our day for the score, was it?
No, it wasn't. And so obviously we push forward, we get a corner. Jed Wallace takes it to the near post. You know, it's 13 assists from Jed Wallace this season, which is no easy thing to do.
Bang.
Crosses it to the near post. Hutchinson heads it to the far post to make it 3-2. Just as you look like, we're up again. QPR probably then do the best move of the match. You know, a lovely chip ball out from the goalkeeper to the left wing back. Manning clips it down the left. I think it was for Eze, who puts a ball in straight away for Kane at the back post, who heads it back across Bart. And to be fair, it was a very good goal, you know, an excellent championship goal. And QPR had that today. You know, I was surprised. I didn't know whether QPR were going to lift themselves. You know, they were awful against Sheffield Wednesday and didn't put in any kind of performance and looked like their season had ended. They'd obviously got a rollicking from the fans, had got a rollicking from Warburton, and they've come out today and they've really shown their championship quality, you know, and that's been a difference. It weren't the end of the game though, because then we have chance after chance. We've had a couple of offside goals. You know, the first one was for Pearce knocking it in, but he was definitely offside. But
Definitely.
Smith headed it, and the keeper fumbles it. It's rolling towards goal, and obviously Pearce puts it in from an offside position.
It was a good finish, but if he just took that one step back, we would have drawn the game, which is so tragic to hear.
I know
that we didn't get that. From the offside.
We did make it 4-3 in the 5th minute of injury time, with Jason Malumbe takes a shot, takes a deflection, goes over the keeper.
Very lucky goal, but it was a brilliant finish by the defender.
Yeah, it was a good finish by Malumbe. It was his goal, it was going on target.
Yeah.
And then the final action of the game, really, a corner comes in. Was it a corner? I think it was a free kick.
It was about maybe 10, 13 yards away from the corner flag.
Yes, it's about 30 yards out. The ball comes in. It goes to Hutchinson, who wasn't offside. Smith
wasn't as well.
Smith was offside, and it went over his head. Maybe you can say he's interfering with playing, but they don't normally give that. Goes over the head, and Hutchinson buries it, and would have made it 4-4.
It was a brilliant header as well, and we could have won it with the 2 offside goals as well. So if you think about it, we still would have been playoff chasing Millwall. But
overall, like I said right from the start, QPR deserved the 3 points. We pushed them for it, but we weren't good enough today, and that happens sometimes. With teams in the Championship, if another team's on their game, and QPR were on theirs today, we had a few performances where players just didn't quite play to their normal standard. Even though Jed got a couple of assists, I didn't think
he had
a great game. Creative wise, but his danger come from set pieces. Woods obviously in the midfield's been running a show. I thought he was very, very quiet today.
He has been amazing this whole season since we've had him. And today, what was he doing? He had nothing to do. And so has Malumbe. He got subbed on. He's been brilliant this season. But for the last few games, he's been doing nothing. I didn't even realise he was on the pitch, though.
Yeah, but he only come on really late as a sub.
True.
So that's why he probably didn't notice.
I still didn't know that he was on the pitch, even though he come on quite late. I didn't realise.
Yeah, well, we tried. Like I said, it's a game where QPR deserve to win. We now are out of the hunt. QPR are the only team to do the double over us this season. It took until the penultimate game of the season for that to happen. And then, obviously we're now out of the playoff run-in, which is probably about right for where we are.
Yeah,
if we'd have got to the playoffs, we probably would have got Brentford. And although we've done reasonably well against them, it would have been 2 very tough games. But you would have loved to see us get there, because once you're in those knockout games, anything could happen. And it would have been very good to see us. You don't know what's going to happen next year. Millwall we're as likely to finish 24th as we are to finish 4th. So you just don't know from year to year. Signings are going to be massive. Obviously we've got another
very big.
We've got another game against Huddersfield coming up, and it'll be a chance for Gary Rowett to show, or give a few players the chance to maybe earn contracts, or there was like I said, a few players like Woods didn't turn up today. I didn't think Budvarsson was impactful. Bradshaw didn't really do much either. So many players didn't perform, and in a game where you need the win, you need all the players to turn up.
True. And it was a very annoying game in the fact that some of the Millwall players played well and some of them just didn't play to their strengths. Like Budvarsson, actually, he did nearly pick up an injury because he stretched his leg out and his stuck in the grass, so it must have give him something at the top of his leg.
But we'll leave it there.
Yeah,
we'll leave it there, and that's one more game against Huddersfield on, I think it's Tuesday or Wednesday. Wednesday night, where our season will finish, and then we'll go into the summer and look to strengthen. We will do a couple of videos throughout the summer, a season review. We'll rate the players and look at transfer targets. But for now, thank you very much for watching. Like the video if you don't mind. We've really appreciated the likes and the comments. No one likes us.
We don't care.